Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest Bitcoin technical analysis. And guess what? We're pumping up $3,500 on the day. We finally recaptured 63 G's, and it's about time. We're also going to be discussing what's going on. A $500 billion commerce bank is now offering Bitcoin trading to a massive amount of customers. Also, Michael Saylor and Saifedean had a very interesting interview. Max Kaiser responded, Saylor's unequivocally wrong while slandering El Salvador is reducing debt and growing the GDP by buying more Bitcoin every day without exposing El Salvador to the county party risks that Saylor is exposing his shareholders to. You owe Bukele an apology, dude. I'll be breaking this down. We'll also be discussing Louisiana takes the first crypto payment over the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Game theory in full effect. We'll also be discussing the Kingdom of Bhutan government holding $750 million worth of Bitcoin, according to Arkham Intelligence. Also breaking news, Donald Trump uses Bitcoin to buy burgers at the NYC bar. That's right. Hence the bullishness. We'll also be discussing descending broadening wedge says Bitcoin is on track for 90,000 here very soon. And speaking of bullish price predictions, we'll also be breaking down a new report painting a Bitcoin path to $1 million as Bitcoin has now recaptured 63 G's, baby. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much motherfucking more in today's show. Welcome everyone. If you're new to the channel, very important to smash the likes. Go ahead and subscribe. Then hit the bell icon. Turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every day like this. Today is pod episode 1762. I'm your host, JV. It's September 19th, 2024. And guess what? Bitcoin's on a tear. We're crushing up 5.5% on the day. And by the way, happy 11/11. So yeah, let's kick it off with our market watch. You can see Bitcoin up 5.5%, trading at roughly 63,000. Ether up 5%, trading about 2,400. Everything pumping and in the green. And checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap is back on a tear. We're up 5% there too. Trading at 2.17 trillion, and the Bitcoin market cap is 1.24 trillion. Nice. 103 billion in volume in the past 24 hours, and Bitcoin dominance continues on the climb at 57.3% as Ether dominance is all the way down to 13.5%. Ether versus Bitcoin is at like a 44-month low. Wow, right? Checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Popcat leading the pack, followed by Say and Celestia. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective. Let's start on the day. Yeah, yesterday it was like 95% red. Well, now it's like 99% green. And zooming out on the monthly, I'd say maybe 75-25 green over red. And checking out the crypto green and fear index, today we're back neutral, no longer in fear. Yesterday was a 45, last week a 31, and last month a 30. In fear. And checking out the time chain calendar, we have 188,000 blocks yet to go to the next halving in 2028. We're currently on block number 861,981, and you can currently trade $1 for 1,582 satoshis. So get the stats while you can, family. But let's get right into it. We're gonna do some live technical analysis and check out what's happening, crack-a-lackin' in the market. This particular headline reads, Bitcoin rallies past 62.6 after BlackRock issues a Bitcoin white paper. Yeah, check this out. Bitcoin rallied roughly 6% after the world's largest asset manager, BlackRock, issued a white paper highlighting the digital assets potential as a hedge against monetary and geopolitical risks. BlackRock published the Bitcoin white paper on its appeal to investors as a unique diversifier that is detached from traditional fiscal and geopolitical risks. Bitcoin price bottomed out shortly before senior Bloomberg ETF analyst Balchunas shared the 9-page white paper September 18th. So it's been up and a ways since then. And you can see Balchunas sharing the white paper brought by BlackRock. Let me know if you guys had a chance to read that. Balchunas shared BlackRock's report at 4:21 p.m. UTC, nearly an hour before Bitcoin started rallying from the daily bottom of 59. Bitcoin has since rallied now 6%. up above 63,000 for the first time in over 3 weeks, as outlined here. Some analysts are predicting a 3-month Bitcoin rally up to 92,000, which I'll be breaking down in greater details a little later in the show. We'll also be discussing a path to 1 million. So keep that in mind. And obviously, the fourth quarter is historically the most bullish season, the most bullish quarter of the year. I think historically it's like 80+% gains between October to December. So you're in for some fireworks, family. Now, BlackRock's white paper notes that Bitcoin's decentralized, permissionless nature made it the world's first truly open access monetary system, not just a cryptocurrency. The asset manager also praised Bitcoin for having no traditional counterparty risks. Amen. Or dependencies on centralized systems. According to the white paper, these properties make it an asset that is largely detached on fundamentals from certain critical macro risk factors, including banking system crisis, sovereign debt crisis, currency debasement, geopolitical disruption, and other country-specific political and economic risks. And to highlight Bitcoin's resilience, the asset manager giant shared the chart you can see on your screen, which shows how Bitcoin returns surpassed the S&P 500 and gold prices during the past major geopolitical events. It's all going to zero against Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's adoption path will be driven by a degree of macroeconomic concerns, according to the BlackRock white paper. Quoting it again, over the long term, Bitcoin's adoption trajectory is likely to be driven by a degree to which concerns rise and fall over global monetary instability, geopolitical disharmony, U.S. fiscal sustainability, and U.S. political stability. BlackRock is the issuer of the world's largest Bitcoin ETF, which now holds $21.4 billion worth of Bitcoin, and they did that since January 11th, commanding over 80% of the Bitcoin ETF market, according to Dune data. So there you have it. Now, also big breaking news, $500 billion commerce bank to offer Bitcoin and crypto trading. Let's freaking go. And now for the controversy, for those that missed the memo, here's a clip of it. You can always go back and watch it. It's a 3-minute clip taken from Saifedean's podcast called the Bitcoin Standard Podcast. And ultimately, Saifedean is schooling Saylor, and they have a little controversy in what is shared. So Max Kaiser points out, Saylor is unequivocally wrong while slandering El Salvador. El Salvador is reducing debt and growing the GDP by buying more Bitcoin every day without exposing El Salvador to the counterparty risk that Saylor is exposing his shareholders to. You owe Nayib Bukele an apology, dude. Max also wrote, yo, Saylor, this is one of the dozens of ways how El Salvador is increasing cash flow while reducing debt, growing GDP, and buying more BTC. You owe Bukele an apology for your slander. So there you go. I mean, you guys can check out that interview. Check out Saifedean's podcast, The Bitcoin Standard, and let me know who you agree with, Saifedean and Max, or the Mikey Saylor. Let me know. Now let's pull up some of the live charts because the charts are lit right now. Here's the 1 hour. We're currently at around 63,146. This is live and in the flesh via TradingView via Coinbase. You can see we have a target sitting just shy of 64,000. I think we could likely hit that today the way we're going. And zooming out, notice there's no bottom target today. Gotta love that. Sorry, bears. And checking out the 4 hour. Look at those candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 consecutive greens ultimately. So it's been pretty lit. We do have a big blue target sitting at 81,300. And we do have a bottom target on the 4 hour chart sitting all the way down at 36 G's. And let's zoom out a little more. Check out the daily. The daily chart, 1, 2, 3. Big green bullish candles. So hopefully we can continue this momentum, family. And zooming out, we'll check out the 1 week where we have the cup and handle. And then we'll check out the 1 month. And this is looking bullish as well with a target at 124,500. And we'll zoom out on the monthly. As you can see here, monthly, it's been sideways. But hey, I think once this September bull or September bear, however it ends, is over, October, November, December should be very Godzilla-ish when it comes to the monthly candle prints. But you guys let me know your thoughts regarding that. Our next story, let's discuss the state of Louisiana taking the first crypto payment over the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Let's go, game theory. The government of Louisiana has taken its first ever crypto payment after the state's treasurer announced residents would have the option to pay for state services with certain crypto. Louisianians, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right, now have the option to use any crypto wallet to pay using Bitcoin via the Lightning Network and the US peg dollar stablecoin USD coin. Louisiana State Treasurer John Fleming said in its September 17th statement, the state's first crypto payment has already gone through for a fine going to the Louisiana Department of Wildlife and Fisheries through the Bitcoin Lightning Network, as documented right there. Shout out Louisiana. Fleming said Louisiana's acceptance of crypto payments results from a collaboration between state, bead pay, and integration partners based in the state, which he says would result in a decrease in the number of fraudulent transactions. Quoting him here, in today's digital age, government systems must evolve and embrace new tech. By introducing crypto as a payment option, we are not just innovating, we're providing our citizens with flexibility and freedom in interacting with state services. Fleming was quick to note that the money received by the government will still be in fiat as the service converts the crypto payments into US dollars, adding it protects the state from previous worries about accepting crypto. Meanwhile, Republican State Representative Mark Wright, who spearheaded the effort for the state to accept crypto, said he was excited to see Louisiana further expanding its payment options. And in May 2022, Wright set up Digital Assets Working Group, which found early last year that crypto would be an acceptable form of payment. Wright also led a 2021 Louisiana House resolution commended anonymous Bitcoin inventor Satoshi Nakamoto for their contribution to economic security. And in June, Louisiana amended legislation to ban central bank digital currencies. Good for them. And set rules for crypto miners and node operators. As we know, Bitcoin is the antidote to the CBDCs. The law bans the state from taking part in tests for, accepting, or requiring payments that use the CBDC, but did not ban other digital currency payments. Now, I'm all for banning CBDCs and Bitcoin adoption, so shout out the governor and folk over there in Louisiana making big moves. I mean, as Bitcoin game theory continues in full effect. Hey, let's discuss this kingdom of Bhutan. Bhutan's government is now holding $750 million worth of Bitcoin, according to Arcan Intelligence. That's $750 million. That's right. This is wild. Now, Arcam notes that Bhutan, the South Asian country of only 884,000 people, have generated 13,000 Bitcoin from mining operations carried out by the Bhutanese monarchy's investment arm, Drak Holdings. Explain the platform, quoting them here. Unlike most governments, Bhutan's Bitcoin does not come from law enforcement asset seizures. Take that, Mr. Gensler. But from Bitcoin mining operations, which have ramped up dramatically since early 2023. Respect. Bhutan also owns more than double the amount of Bitcoin held by El Salvador, which currently possesses 8,600 Bitcoin worth $353 million. The Central American country has adopted Bitcoin, as we know, as a legal tender, the first to do so, and started a national Bitcoin office, I believe headed by Stacey Herbert, that mines Bitcoin. The Bhutanese government previously expressed an interest in digital assets. In 2021, the nation's Royal Monetary Authority, the RMA, collaborated with Ripple, oh boy, on a central bank digital currency pilot, oh boy. The RMA wanted to explore the potential for CBDCs to enhance cross-border payments. Oh boy, that's not good. But anyways, the royal government of Bhutan also owns 656 Ethereum, currently worth $1 million. Notice the difference there. They own $1.5 million worth of Ethereum and $750 million worth of the king crypto. Hence, there is only one king that can be crowned. Next story, here's the latest with Mr. Trump. This was going viral everywhere, even on the mainstream news. My mom was telling me, Trump is buying everyone hamburgers with Bitcoin. Like, what? Here's the story, yo. Donald Trump uses Bitcoin to buy burgers at the NYC bar. This happened just yesterday. Republican Party presidential nominee Trump appeared in New York City bar and restaurant famous for accepting Bitcoin, becoming the first former U.S. president to use Bitcoin in a transaction. That's pretty lit. According to a September 18th post by PubKey, Trump used Bitcoin to purchase hamburgers at the NYC bar. Bitcoin advocate and professional capital management CEO Pompliano was in attendance at the campaign stop, which was also reported on Trump's Truth Social account. The event came less than 2 days after a Republican nominee announced the launch of the token through the World Liberty Financial crypto platform, which is run by members of his family. Despite once calling Bitcoin a scam and crypto based on thin air, Trump has advocated for Bitcoin miners as part of his 2024 campaign and spoke at the Bitcoin 2024 conference in Nashville, Tennessee as the keynote speaker. And here he is right here. Pretty lit. Now, PubKey's marketing staff would not confirm over Telegram whether the Bitcoin transaction was completed on the Lightning Network. The video that was released showed Trump purchasing at least a dozen hamburgers, which he handed out to the attendees, calling them crypto burgers. Trump reportedly holds at least $1 million worth of crypto. The former President Clinton also held Bitcoin. I didn't know that, which was given to him at a 2016 event. Interesting. Now, the Republican candidate also claimed he had a real chance at winning New York's electoral votes in November, despite the Democratic candidates winning every election since 1988. An August Acti vote poll showed Vice President Harris with a 16-point lead over Trump in the state. Now, I don't believe any of these polls. They seem to always be skewed. But nonetheless, you let me know. Do you think Trump will win in New York? Or do you think it'll be Harris? And what are your thoughts on him handing out hamburgers purchased with Bitcoin? Definitely good publicity for Bitcoin. I think there's a reason we're pumping so much today. Next story of the day, Let's discuss the 90,000 target, then a path to $1 million per coin, and then we'll do a little live Q&A. And I'm going to have to end the stream early today. I can't do 2 hours. I got a business appointment. So I'm going to do 1 hour today. And tomorrow we'll be back to our normal program schedule at 4 p.m. and we'll go for 2 hours. We'll do a full 1 hour uncensored, as you guys deserve. That'll be tomorrow at 4 o'clock to 6 p.m. Eastern. Today I had to stream early because my schedule, you know what I mean? But anyways, this headline reads, October to remember. That's right. Descending, broadening wedge says Bitcoin's going to 90 G's. Can you see a $90,000 target being hit next month, considering we're only 2 weeks out until we hit freaking October? Q4, let's go. In a post by analyst Jelly, he mentioned a descending, broadening wedge pattern, and that had formed the Bitcoin chart. He claimed the pattern has a price target of 90 G's and added he expects the price breakout to this target to begin in October. The analyst also remarked that the fourth quarter of the year should be fun for the Bitcoin. Agree. Fourth quarter is always our lit for the biddy. Indeed, based on history, Bitcoin could enjoy significant returns throughout October, November, December of this year. Bitcoin has recorded positive monthly returns in the fourth quarter of the last 2 halving years. Moreover, Q4 always yields the highest returns of Bitcoin for the year. So as you can see, October, November, December, historically, October goes up. It looks like close to, it's hard to see that number. It looks like 30%, 37% November, and it looks like 12% October. If you add all that up, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, I don't know, roughly 80% gains in the fourth quarter. So meanwhile, in another post, Jelly highlighted the key price levels the Bitcoin needs to break above to ride the new all-time high. The current all-time high is sitting at 73.8. We achieved this in mid-March, so that's the current price discovery mode. I think we break right through it. If not, this end of September, October for sure. Let me know your thoughts. So he says this 90,000 price target's in play. He remarked that claiming 62 will be a good start, which we already reclaimed, as obviously we're above 63. But next we need to break above 65, the next target. I think that's a good end of the week target. What are your thoughts? Bitcoin's current all-time high, as I pointed out, sits at 73.8, a price level reached mid-March. However, analysts like Jelly continue to suggest that it is still way below the crypto market peak in this bull run. Yeah, the bull run hasn't even began yet. There's also the possibility of Bitcoin rising above 100,000 this bull run. I mean, it's a given, in my humble opinion. What are your thoughts? I think we can still do 125,000 fourth quarter 2024 as the 2024 peak. Then I think we hit the cycle peak personally in 2025, because that's what history has shown us. Let me know what you think. Now, Standard Chartered, who the primary shareholder, by the way, is BlackRock, predicts Bitcoin can reach this price level this year. And the bank also predicts Bitcoin can rise as high as 150,000 with Trump winning the election. September 5th can't come soon enough. And also, Bitcoin just got stronger. There was a 50 basis point cut in the interest rate, which means 0.5% that Jay Powell announced yesterday, and the market started pumping accordingly. So, I mean, you already know, family, things are about to go wild, as it always does in the fourth quarter. But anyways, fam, now for our featured story of the day. I'm going to be sharing with you this new report painting the Bitcoin path to $1 million per coin. Let's talk turkey. I'm talking about Bitcoin going parabolic, yo. You should be able to see here on your screen, and welcome everyone just joining us. Let me make sure you guys can read it. You can read the majority of it, but I'm going to be reading it out loud for you, so it's all good. So a report from August highlights oversold conditions for Bitcoin and potential upside as it trades near the cycle bottom. It seems that 49 bottom was in. What are your thoughts on that? The report outlined key factors influencing Bitcoin's current market position and future price trajectory. The report resurfaced as Bitcoin recently surged to 62, spurred by yesterday's rate cut. The latest movement generated renewed discussions about the Bitcoin long-term price potential, particularly the possibility of reaching $1 million within the next decade. My personal target is the year 2029. I think it's a given, and I'm also open to the possibilities it can happen sooner than anticipated because Bitcoin has no top, because fiat has no bottom. I'm open to that. But I think the most likely scenario is the year after the next halving, which is scheduled to take place most likely in April of 2028. And I think we had 188,000 blocks yet to go to the next halving. And then I think it'll be the next year after that, because typically it's the year preceding the halving we hit the cycle peak. So that's my prediction. Let me know your thoughts. Back to the report. Bitcoin trades near the lower end of the power law's logarithmic band, a historical indicator of consolidation or a potential market bottom. This position signals limited downside risks, suggesting the possibility of an upward movement. Also, I want you to ponder really quick, family. What's the risk potential compared to the upside reward right now? Pretty lit, right? Now, interestingly, the long-term power law model, let me know if you're familiar with it, indicates Bitcoin's price should be right now, 89,000 per coin. Let's go. Significantly above the current value, so Bitcoin is clearly undervalued. It's going up forever, Laura. The 200-week moving average heat map, which you're about to see, also highlights Bitcoin is oversold, often a precursor to significant price rebounds. Historically, when Bitcoin has traded near this level, it has led to substantial price increases as market sentiment improves and long-term investors re-enter. As outlined right here, the 200-week moving average heat map further supports this, with current deviations below the average indicating the Bitcoin is undervalued. This positioning has been rare historically and has typically preceded price recoveries within a few months. Let's go. Now let's discuss the long-term projections. The analysis extends beyond the short term, forecasting a possible price of 100,000 between 2021 and 2028, with expectations to maintain this level beyond 2028. And in a broader time frame, the report projects Bitcoin to reach that coveted seven-figure $1 million milestone between 2028 and 2037, maintaining the price above thereafter. Now, again, I think the year after the following halving, we're most likely going to be at $1 million per coin. Not investment advice. Anything you hear during my live streams is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and only ever invest what you can afford to lose, because sometimes things don't go according to plan. And with that being shared, the view aligns with investment strategist Lynn Alden's recent prediction, which tips Bitcoin to trade at $1 million per coin by the year 2035. Alden emphasized Bitcoin's continued dominance as a digital asset and a portable store of value as the key drivers for the ambitious forecast. Yeah, I'll tell you why I'm so bullish on Bitcoin. Number one, it's perfect money. We've never had perfect money. Number two, there's a finite limited supply. So for the first time in human history, we have money with a hard capped limit encoded into the protocol, right? What's the total supply of Ethereum? Infinity. According to CoinMarketCap, I haven't heard a single Ethereum expert tell me there's X amount of Ethereum that could ever be printed. It's infinity, no different than the US dollar. What's the maximum supply of gold? Infinity. They're always going to find more. Maybe the earth can continue to produce more gold the same way it can produce more oil. What if we don't truly have the true understanding of how the world works? What about silver? Infinity. They can always find more. They can invest more into mining it from the ground, right? Through the earth. So there is no comparison to any type of store of value or form of money with a finite limited supply. That alone makes Bitcoin have true scarcity. None of these other commodities have true scarcity. They have relative scarcity. Huge difference. Other things, it's the only unconfiscatable asset, and it doesn't have an attack vector. They can go after anyone in the Ethereum Foundation if Ethereum Foundation doesn't play ball with the government. Precisely what they're doing. The Ethereum Foundation is playing ball with the government, so they have the free pass. Instead, the SEC went after Ripple and let Ethereum be, right? Crazy. And did I mention it's unconfiscatable? So where do you think wealthy people are going to put their wealth? They're going to put it in Bitcoin, just as you have Andrew Tate putting his wealth in Bitcoin, just as you have, ARK Invest CEO Cathie Wood putting her wealth in Bitcoin, right? Just as you have Michael Saylor putting his wealth in Bitcoin, Saifedean Ammous putting his wealth in Bitcoin. Max Kaiser has his wealth in Bitcoin. Ricardo Salinas, billionaire, Mexico, third richest dude, wealth, Bitcoin. All the smart money is putting their wealth in Bitcoin, right? It's perfect money, perfect store value. Did I mention it's immutable? No one can ever change it. Unlike Ethereum, which can be changed. In fact, they changed the entire protocol 2 years ago. They switched from proof of work, as Bitcoin is, to proof of stake. Also, they can roll back the ledger. Bitcoin, you can't do that. No government can do that. You know what I mean? So you already know. Bitcoin's going to the moon where no man has gone before. Let me know if you agree or disagree. And welcome everyone to the Q&A segment of the live stream.